Yeah, we're live now.
Okay.
Should we go question by question?
Yeah. Maybe let's just like I don't know. Anyway, yeah, we'll just go question by question.
Okay.
Okay. Ready for the first one?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, so the first question is what did you learn about standards of beauty based on culture?
Okay. So, what I learned is that it changes, and every culture's standard of beauty differ from each other, and it changes every now and then. Like for example, in Korean culture is totally different from the Americans, and so the Korean they like the pale skin and the big eyes, and they have a specific standard for the nose. It has to be a tall bridge one, and so even the face it has to be small, and head size has to have some specific shape, egg shape or V shape, and so to them this is pretty.
Mm-hmm.
And and so when you go to in the poems of the fat black woman and also the fat brown woman, we see a different kind of beauty there. I think they focus more on not the facial features, they focus on the body shapes. Like
Mm-hmm.
for example, um, the fat black woman, um, they they think she does not have a size. Um, Size for pretty woman should be is the one that they sell in stores, but then they don't have a size for this fat black woman. And
Oh
so
yeah.
yeah, and then the other one, the fat brown woman. I think for that one I kind of confused because sometimes I could feel that the it talks about like she's seen as a pretty woman, and then sometimes when I read through it she's seen as ugly. So I don't know which one the um the writer is. I don't know if she wanted to emphasize on if she's really emphasizing on being pretty I don't know, like if she's, I can't tell if she's agreeing on one thing or the other because I could see some parts she talk about this, her is a like her curves and her, what do you call, like her body shapes is beautiful, and then other times ugly. Yeah, am I far away from the question?
No, it's like I think with the fat brown woman, it was like saying how some people see her as beautiful, and then some people like when she
Oh,
got
okay.
on the bus,
Mm.
like so it's like some people see her as beautiful, some people don't. Like some people would like I don't know if it's just the impression that or like the translation that I'm getting. It's like some people smile at her, some people don't. Sometimes some people like wants to stay away from her. But yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what I was getting to.
So Selma, can you hear us? Can she hear us?
I
Selma?
don't know. She's staring at us.
I think she's frozen again. She's not moving in the screen. Oh well. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, she's
So
frozen.
yeah, I agree with what you said that yeah, that's like the first thing. Of course, it's different for every culture, but I think what's
Mm.
similar is how there's always an event that affects why they like it. Like um, in the Korean, like once somebody started, doing what do you call that? Like the surgery, cosmetic surgery to change your face, it became like something everyone does, and it became normal to them.
Yeah,
Like how
I
they base
think
it on people that are popular, kind of. And I
like
think,
I yeah, it was also the first time for me to look up what you call that. You know how they go through surgery. There's a word that was used, plastic surgery. Yeah, I was
yeah,
thinking that they be putting plastic in the body or something like that. But then I later when I go into a little bit of research, and I found out that it just mean they have to do some lifting on this part of the body, like they adjust it. Um,
yeah,
so
yeah. So
maybe they, but but that's what I was getting out of the, yeah. So it's different.
yeah, okay. So the next question is there an overlap in
Fair enough.
the overlap,
Okay.
like from different cultures?
Okay.
Is it like kind
What
of
they seen is
similar?
beautiful. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think sometimes yes, but sometimes no. I think every culture have their own definition of beauty. It's not like an universal thing. Beauty is not seen as like it's not a universal definition that everyone would use, because we could, like over here in Tonga, um, some people, like half of the people now is in love with the pale skin and everything. That's why, you know how I talked to you before about them using these specific kind of soaps. But then the other half of the people, uh, having skin does not worry them at all. And so it only overlaps when some people try to copy of other cultures. But then if they ignore, then that's okay. But I think what's causing overlap here in Tonga is what they seen as beautiful from like movie stars. So they see this person is has a fair skin and pale, and so they all want to be like that. So yeah, but I think basically it does not overlap as long as you don't, as long as you ignore um, what's going on. Um, there's no overlapping.
Yeah. Okay. Give me just a minute. I just want to make sure what overlap means, because I might be wrong with my idea.
Okay.
Just a minute. Okay.
It,
Um,
like I
I
was
think
okay.
I
Go
think
on
it's
then.
a. I think you're right. Because overlap means it's like maybe there's this one character that's kind of similar with the character of Beauty for the other culture, so they
Okay.
kind of go the same. Um, maybe there are like maybe one thing, for example, um, like for the Filipinos and the Korean, we both like pale skin, and but um, I forgot. Like there's another culture. Like in Korea, they like to color their hair,
Mm.
but Filipinos they like before like the real kind of thing that we like is like the Japanese hair that's really black, right?
Mm.
So I think there is like an overlap, but it's only like one thing because
Mm.
it, but it's not really like half or like 70% of it, but it's only one like kind of overlap from the other cultures. But I think like what you
Mm.
said, if there was no interaction, like if you're not watching K-pop, if you're not watching Hollywood if you're not watching anything other than what you have in your place. And
There'll
maybe
be no
you stick to
available.
that. Yeah. You stick
Yeah,
to that unless
yeah,
someone in your community stands out and does something different.
yeah.
But
I agree.
so that kind of leads us to the next question. It's do certain standards of beauty translate from one culture to another or not? I don't really get that question. Like, do certain
To
standards of beauty translate from one culture to another?
um
Do you have an idea?
translate. Um, yeah, I think like um, I could use an example, and maybe you know what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
Like for example, being skinny in Western cultures is seen as beautiful, and so I think over the years now, the Tongan realized that being fat and that is not beautiful, and so they know that to have a skin body is beautiful, but then it's hard for us here in Tonga to maintain that skinny body. But then we know that um being skinny is beautiful, and so a lot of people would try and to become skinny and stuff like that. And also maybe we could use again the pale skin. Um, um, I think it can be easily translated, and we can link it to what you say. Like it depends, as long as there is intersection and people moving from this area to this area, and you watching TVs and movies and getting to know different styles and everything, then there is a chance of translating standards from this one. But then overall, when we look at the overall definition of beauty here in Tonga, uh, I do not think being skinny is a big definition for like is the true definition of beauty for us. So I don't even think that we see that as a we it could change our definition of beauty, because in our culture, what is beauty to us is a woman who still maintain her virginity. So like the definition of that, like being skinny, that those standards that is seen in Korea and in America as beauty will not change our our definition, and that would like will not translate our standard of beauty to the Americans or the Korean. And you kind of get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah. I think that's just the question. Is just it's kind of they're kind of related to each other, like the questions.
Mm.
So yeah, I get your point. Um, I think that I think I would answer yes to that as well. Like it does translate, because there's not a lot of description for what beautiful is. So at some point they they understand, and like what you said, there's a lot of interaction nowadays, like internationally. So they kind of copy each other, like hi, like the one who did the first video. She's American, but she looked like Korean. And the pictures in the slideshow where the guy who was also white changed his face a lot to look like Korean. So I think nowadays it does translate. Hi.
Yeah, I think yeah. Like looking at Korea and America, we could see there's a translation already. Um,
And I think even in other countries.
yeah, it's only hard for us to recognize the change here in Tonga because we're a bit far away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I think I got the idea. Um, so the next question is, how do hegemonic racial standards of beauty affect the way people think about themselves or how others think about them? To get that question,
Hmm, I get it.
hegemonic is like dominance by a country or group. So it's
Hmm,
like, um, like the worldwide thing, it's usually the Americans who set or like they dominate when it comes to setting what's beautiful and what's not. Like
and how does it?
whatever they show in their pageant, beauty pageant, it becomes the in thing. Like, okay, that's what's beautiful nowadays. So how
Hmm,
does that affect the way people think, like how like, let's say how the Americans think about themselves and how we think of them?
about ourselves. Okay. Oh, it's not about how I think about myself compared to the American.
Both ways.
Oh, okay.
Like imagine if
So
you're the one in that culture, what
count.
would you think about yourself? And now that you as not being part of their culture, what do you think about them?
Oh, okay. Okay. So um, when I think of the American standard of beauty, definition of beauty, and um, comparing it to myself, I think I misunderstood that one. I thought it's us versus the American. But let me just share what I have. So um when I go to visit my brothers, who is the one in New Zealand and also in Australia, I naturally have the feeling that I'm not beautiful, and I don't know how I got that how that feeling come to mind. But then I just had the feeling that I'm not pretty, fat. Um, but when I am over here with my own people in my own culture, they say that I have a slim body, and I think that's because over here in Tonga, um, to have a skinny body is not pretty, and we have different names for people who is so skinny, and we say they're ugly. And so, as long as I am over here in Tonga, I see myself as beautiful, and as long as I am away from Tonga, in a dominant country, um, I think I've like it affects me. I see myself as is ugly, like not ugly, but I'm like not pretty, like something like that. I'm not the definition of. I do not fit into the definition of beauty, and so I think for the American people, um, I think this is what causes a lot of people to um, buy to go through plastic surgery and stuff like that, and also commit suicide because they think they're ugly and stuff like that. And some people they bully the other people because they think they do not fit in the definition of beauty. They see fat people as ugly, and yeah, so it does affect a lot of people. People who does not fit in the definition of beauty is always end up getting hurt or being bullied, and those who think they fit in the definition of beauty is just up there and everybody else wanted to be like them. Yeah.
Yeah. Sally's gone again. Anyway, um, like she popped up and then she froze and then she's gone again. Anyway, it's yeah, like what you said, having one specific race set the standard for everyone. Like the Americans, and nowadays it's beginning to be the Koreans, because even the Americans are, when I search in online shops like Amazon, there's always like Korean beauty products, and all the white people are buying it and making comments that this is really good, they like it, blah 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 blah, and it kind of makes others feel like they're never gonna be beautiful until this race is gone or something. So it's kind of like what you're saying. Um, it makes us have this discrimination, but sometimes we do it to ourselves. Like what you said, you no one's telling you you're ugly in New Zealand or somewhere, but
But I just had
you
that
feel it
feeling.
yourself. You just have that feeling, and sometimes it's us who does that to ourselves.
It's our insecurities that makes us feel like that.
Yeah, because we know that there is a difference, because you can tell, because if they come to Tonga, then you can also tell that there's a difference. So maybe that's why when you go out, you also think that they are thinking that. Maybe they don't, but we just think of it that way. And, I just noticed, with the readings that she gave,
Mhm.
with the and the video with the Koreans and the Americans, um, they concentrate on their skin, like their pale skin, but the Americans like the kind of the tan or toned body, whatever. But you never read in any of or hear from them about being fat. But the
Yeah,
brown people and the black people, they're always associated with fat.
fat.
And in the in the reading, it was like this fat brown woman was like confident, like, I don't mind, I'm fat, I'm sassy. Because the way the author wrote it, it was like, whatever you say, I'm just gonna sway my hips and walk and do my thing.
Yeah.
It was so sassy, but it it also tells us that she kind of represents, the Islanders, and how this is normal for me. She feels like this is normal for me. I don't mind what you think.
Yeah.
And
I think, yeah, it's very typical in
yeah,
here to have a big body. And
yeah,
someone who is so skinny is like we have named, like we refer to them as worms. You know, the one living inside the intestine. Yeah, that's what we, those worms. That's what we, yeah. So, you know how we think that they eat, but the worms keep eating their food, and so we refer to them as, yeah, we have a name for them. But then when
we
I,
we have the same thing. We tell people, the skinny people, but with a big tummy.
oh,
Some
okay.
girls are like that, or some boys. That's when we call them that maybe they have worms. But yeah, I remember uh, there was like maybe a couple of Tongan sisters in my mission. Whenever they see me and they ask if I'm Filipino or not, and I say I'm Filipina, they would say like, really? Because your skin is not that dark, and they're like, for if you go to Tonga, you look like you're dead. She told me that. Yeah, because when I started my mission, I was like, I'm whiter than this.
Uh,
So when we were companions, she was like, if you go to Tonga, everyone's gonna think that you're dead, you don't have blood or something because you're so pale. So she was like,
yeah.
I think she was happier because she got darker in the Philippines because she went to Australia and she got lighter. Her skin was like almost like mine right now. So she was
Okay.
happy she got dark in the Philippines again, so she can go back to Tonga and not look like she's dead. But it's funny how it's different, and sometimes what do you call that? Like the discrimination. Sometimes people think they're better, and yeah, they're just like saying there's for others there's a cheap kind of beauty, and for others it's like um, they're blessed or something, whatever. Like in Germany, I don't know, but my friend told me because she was from Germany, and like, if you are white in Germany, they would say you are poor because you can't afford the tanning bed where you get dark using it's almost like burning your skin in an oven or something. They use
Oh,
artificial light, and you sleep there in that machine, and when you wake up, you're tan. So it's
I think
kind
it
of
was
like.
also mentioned in the reading. I mean, in the video, the Korean girls
Mhm.
that they prefer pale skin because if you have a not a pale skin, then they think you are the working class. You're out working in the sun, and if you have a pale skin, this means you stay inside the house, and so they see the pale skin belongs to people who rich. They don't work. They live inside the house, and those with not a pale skin, um, they the working class. They're always working in the sun and everything. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, that's true. And so yeah, body shape, race, culture, skin tone. We covered that. Okay, so next question. Do the speakers in the poems think about their appearance in positive or negative ways relative to different standards of beauty? I think we kind of talked about that.
Mm.
Um, like for example, let's go through the American girl who was living in Korea.
Mm.
I think she's kind of positive, although she changed her, way. Like she tried to look more Korean, but she was always positive with the difference because you know how she described Koreans as whenever she says, like, for example, they want their eyes to look like this, and then she would say that, but for me, it's already pretty. They don't need to change it. So I think she's kind of positive. Like she's okay with her being American, and she's okay with the Koreans looking like Koreans. So she's kind of
Mm-hmm.
like, I don't know why they do that, but that's how they do it. And
Oh, yeah.
with the fat black woman, I think she was kind of, I wouldn't say like very negative, but she was kind of upset how she's not accommodated because there's no size for her. And but the fat
Yeah, at
brown
the end.
woman was very positive. I would say she was like, I don't care about you. I'm beautiful. I feel good. I love that poem. I love it.
Yeah, the fat black woman. I think toward the end of the poem, it says that she curses um, um, for not having found the size that she wants.
Hmm.
But then the other one, um, she was, even though I could like people, like for example in the poem, you could see that boys, when she hops on the bus, boys whisper, men and women whisper, children, even the cat whisper. But then she's, and bigs too. But then she sway and move like that,
Yeah.
and then from that you could tell that she's very confident about her everything about her body shapes and everything. She does not let them get into her. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh wait, I lost my question. Channel. Just a second. You wanna say hi? You wanna say hi to my friend?
Wow. Hi. Look at her.
Okay, sorry, I cut you.
That's okay.
Okay. So I think the question is like relative to different standards of beauty. I think that we're still right, but I just want to add like the fat black woman, she didn't like the idea of how others were not into her kind of beauty. So there's a difference between them. So she was not very happy about how in
Yeah.
the thingy
Yeah.
what happened. Yeah,
But
but I remember a friend. She's American.
mm,
Kind of like she's actually a mix of black and white because her mom was Irish and her dad was Guyanese, like the South of America, very black. Her dad was very black. When she went to Korea, she was bullied because she looked different,
oh,
and it was hard for her. I just remembered how um, it was hard for her because she is beautiful if you see her like if you're not discriminating. She's just beautiful as she is, but Koreans don't think so because she has like
wow.
really big hips from the Guyanese, like the black
Yeah.
people hips. But her skin, although her skin is really white, her her face is kind of like the Irish, kind of long. So I think that's why they're bullying her because they like
Wow.
the small face. But anyway, I just remembered. And okay, that's a done question. Next,
Okay.
this is the last one. What kind of image do they create of themselves based on these different standards of beauty? Not this one.
What kind of image? Like, I did not get that one.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get that question. Yeah. Yeah, you don't get it too. I did not really get that question.
Yeah, like what kind of
Kind of
image?
Let me see the question again.
What kind of image do
What kind
they
of
create
image
of themselves
based
based
on
on
these
these
different
different
standards?
standards?
What kind of image?
Light.
Wow. I just like I have so many things coming to mind, but then I don't know if that answer will.
Just say it. Let's see. Maybe
Okay.
it is. I have no idea.
Okay. So for the first look at her. Okay, for the first writer, I think she was creating an image or um of what ugly is. Oh. And then the other one, then she created an image of um also like not pretty, but then being confident with who you are. There she goes. She's finishing for us.
Yeah.
So I
Every time someone asks me like what kind of image, I just blank out because I don't know what you're trying. Like in my mind, it's like, what are you trying to ask? Do you want me to describe it or something?
what
Yeah,
kind
like
of
what she said,
image?
kind of image do they create? What kind of
Themselves on these different standards. Like, what is she trying to say? Like, what does it mean by themselves? Like, if I maybe if I understand what she mean by themselves, like the rider or the two girls or the fat woman and the I mean the fat brown and the fat black woman, or like if I understand what she means by themselves, then maybe I could relate. What do you think she means by themselves?
like maybe the character in the thing.
Oh, okay.
Um,
What? Okay. What kind of regret of themselves based on these standards of beauty?
I don't know.
They created both of them created an image of a different a totally different standards of beauty. I think what is seen as beauty in the fat black, where was she? Britain? Like, oh, I mean the fat black woman, was she with the white people? The store she went to, the white
Uh,
people?
yeah.
Was it a white? Yeah, I think they both of them wanted to create a new definition of beauty.
Yeah, so
Um,
I think yeah, like what you're saying, it's just that they're kind of saying what is beautiful and what is not. So they're just describing the characteristics. Like for the Koreans, monolids, like how their eyes don't have a fold. For them, it's
mm,
ugly, and they they change. They are actually literally creating an image every time because they are doing cosmetic surgery. They're changing it,
mm.
and I'm just lost. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, I think we've like I got everything else except for that one last question. I have a hard time trying to understand it. But then if that is what she means, then I both both created an image, like a different definition, a new image of beauty is seen is in different cultures. Uh,
Yeah. So I think
so what is seen is pretty um, in a black country is not considered beauty in a different in a white um in white people, and what is seen, the black, the brown woman, I think she was with people of the same type, and so they recognize some of them, even though they whisper and stuff, but then they recognize, they smile and stuff at the end. They were able to see some beautiful things about her. um,
yeah, yeah. I think I'll just put that one down, like what you said, because and maybe ideas will just come out anyway.
okay.
Um, yeah, I think she's
If
just
I
like asking like what kind of like the characteristics, like how they described it, kind of. Yeah, like what you
Okay.
said. It's just like kind of summarizing what beauty is for each of them, right?
Okay.
So there's
Yeah.
Korean beauty, there's African beauty that we couldn't see because the link is not working.
And
But
there's
there's
Polynesian beauty.
the slides, and there's Polynesian, and then there's the Black Americans,
The Americans.
like from
Yeah.
anyway. Okay.
Yeah, I think she's focusing on different cultures.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You wanna say bye?
She's gone now.
Come on, you're gonna cry if she's out. Come on, say bye now. She's gonna cry if she won't see you again.
Okay, yeah.
Say bye bye. Okay, so I'm gonna turn this off now.
Okay.
I need the light. Okay. Bye bye. Say bye bye.